Hello. Oh, that got the dogs. The dogs are like, what happened? Hello, dogs. Hello. Oh, don't ruin my computer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a bad idea. All right. All right. Social studies is always in the hammock. Don't know why. That's where we do social studies here in this house. Uh, all right. Week one was Colombia, and most of you shared a music video. Excellent. Lots of cumbia. A little bit of Shakira, all the Colombian hits. No one shared any salsa. Lots of salsa in Colombia. And then from some of you, I got the biographies of three Colombians from the 19th, the 20th, and 21st century. Waiting on the rest of you for the rest of those. And then also the summary of what the book has to say about it. This week we're moving into a new country. It also starts with the letter C. Can you guess what it is? Is there any? There's only two countries in all of the Americas that start with the letter C, unless I'm completely mistaken. Canada. Anybody else? Can't think of anywhere else. Canada. There must be an island. Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands don't count. They're just some tax shelter. You know what the Cayman Islands? Cayman Islands are these little tiny islands near Cuba. They're in the Caribbean, and they're world famous because they have banks, tons of banks that don't ask you any questions. So if you've got some money you want to hide, if any of you grow up to be incredibly rich people who have dubious ethics, who are just like, I don't want to pay taxes, look into the Cayman Islands. We're not going to study the Cayman Islands. All it is a bunch of office buildings with banks. Instead, we're going to talk about Canada this week. Canada! All right, so your assignment for Canada is the exact same as the assignment for Colombia. I want a music video from Canada. Don't all send me Justin Bieber. Don't drive me over the edge. Don't do it, people. There's a lot of good musicians from Canada. Justin Bieber is not one of them. I know. I said it. It's true. Number two, you're going to write a biography of three famous Canadians. Whew, three famous Canadians from the 19th century, the 20th century, and the 21st century. And your third assignment is, of course, to read what is in your textbook about Canada and write me a little summary of it. I don't have the book. You have to explain it to me. I don't know anything about Canada. Actually, I do know a little about Canada. Growing up in the States, growing up in Chicago, Canada was always like the nice neighbor to the north. Canada is known for being really nice. People are just like, there's a movie a few years ago called Bowling for Columbine, which is about guns in the United States and gun violence. And the filmmaker is from Michigan, and Michigan's right across one of the lakes, one of the Great Lakes from Canada, because Canada's on the north of the American border. And he goes across, and he says, "I hear there's this rumor that in Canada people don't even lock their doors." And so he's going up to people's houses, and he walks up, and he literally just like, "Let's see if it's true." Opens the door and opens the door because it's not locked, and the people are like, "Excuse me, can we help you?" He's like, "Oh, sorry." And so Canada, really nice. It's really nice in Canada. They've got health care for everyone. They are ruled by who? The Queen. Yeah, they're still a part of the English Commonwealth, which means technically the Queen is the ruler, Queen of England. See her on the money. In reality, they have a prime minister. Remember whose name? Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau is the name of his. Look his picture up. He's a hottie. That's what they say. He's in quarantine right now because his wife tested positive for coronavirus, and he is the son of Pierre Trudeau, who was the Prime Minister of Canada when I was a kid. He was famous. Everyone talked about Pierre Trudeau when I was a kid. I don't know why. Canada has two main languages. What are those main languages? French and English. English because it was a English colony, just like the United States was, and French because the territory of Quebec still speaks French today, was a French colony. And there are actually many more areas of Canada that had French inhabitants, but through wars in the 1800s and 1700s, the English mostly won all those wars and took control. But Quebec remains today French-speaking. It's the second biggest country in the world. It's huge. Not that many people live there because it's so far in the north. It stretches up into the Arctic Circle, where it's pretty, not too many people live up there. Biggest city is Toronto. I know that because my dad lives there. Yeah, my dad got married to a Canadian woman, and he lives in Canada. Toronto's pretty great. Pretty nice city. Huge Chinatown. Like, I've been to Chinatown in New York and Chicago and various cities of the world. In Toronto, you go to Chinatown and you feel like you're in China because it just stretches for blocks and blocks and blocks. And it's not touristy. Like, you go to, Chinatown in Chicago, you go there, there's like a big archway, welcome to Chinatown. It's got statues of the lions, the dragons, from like the Chinese New Year. You've seen those dragons, right? That they walk around. You should look for those. Chinatown, Toronto is not like this. It's just like, it's the neighborhood, and it's filled with office buildings and restaurants and stores, and it's interesting because it just feels like a regular part of town. Toronto is incredibly multicultural, as they say, as dogs. There's a big population because it was a part of the English Empire, which the sun never set to the English Empire, though it has now. There's lots of people from India. There are lots of people from Pakistan. There are lots of people from China and Hong Kong. There's people from all over the world in Toronto. So, pretty great. What else do I know about Canada? It's boring. That's what people say about Canada. It's boring. It's so nice that it's boring, which is okay. It's okay to be boring and nice. They have their fun too. So, and I'm going to find out all about that fun when you send me music videos that are not Justin Bieber, because there are more to Canada. Oh, Shawn Mendes. He's someone you all know. I don't know who he is. Yeah, but there's all these. Oh my goodness. So many good Canadian musicians. Joni Mitchell. Look up Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell. Folk singer from the 70s. It's completely. This is the time to just like sit and listen to some Joni Mitchell music and relax. That's Canada, man. Joni Mitchell. I think I might even share a Joni Mitchell song with you to sit and relax in these strange days. All right, I'm waiting on your assignments. A song, 3 important Canadians from 3 centuries, and your summary of what it says in the book. Thank you very much. This has been your guide to Canada. Ha! Anyone sees this from Canada, they're going to be so annoyed with me. But they're going to be nice about it. It's like, that was a valiant effort. Thank you, Canada. Oh. One more thing I know about Canada. I know the beginning of the Canadian national anthem, because when I was a kid, I used to go to baseball games. And when the team that I used to go to the Chicago White Sox games, and they would play the Toronto Blue Jays, and they would play the Canadian national anthem. And so I'm going to sing to you now all of the Canadian national anthem that I know. All right? It goes like this. It goes, "Oh, Canada." Okay, that's all I know, is the first 2 words, which are, "Oh, Canada." So I think you can all learn that. That is your requirement as well. You have to learn the first 2 words of the Canadian national anthem. Remember, it goes like this. Oh, Canada. All right. Carry on.